If I see someone down and out, I'm gonna go and pick 'em up, pick 'em up, pick 'em up, pick 'em up. And if they need in a hand, just pick 'em up, pick 'em up, pick 'em up, pick 'em up, pick 'em up. And if the demons are winning, pick 'em up. I'm rolling around campus on a tandem bike, moving and grooving with the people I like. When we're made of being style, getting the job done. You know, two heads.
I'm here with Breklin Pallas talking about going back to school.
Hello everyone, I'm Steve Skewl. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Tandem Bike Talks. This episode is going to be a little bit different. I want to give a special thank you out to Karen Sunderman and all the folks at the Duluth TV show Making It Up North for filming me during my filming of this video and of my career. They're doing an episode on me for Making It Up North, and I'm so excited that they were a part of it. In case you're wondering who the other folks are on the tandem bike, they're the film crew for Making It Up North. So figured to give you that disclaimer so you weren't wondering. Let's get right to this stuff.
So Brecky, what do you think of this whole back to school thing?
Well, so many schools all over the world are doing it very differently. All over Minnesota very differently. It just depends on if you are in a rural school, if you are in a big city school, depends on how many cases there are. Personally, at our school, we are decided to go back face-to-face since the cases aren't super huge, but we're going to be doing distance learning. We've got plans in place for how the lunchroom's going to look, how transitions of the day are going to look. All kids are required to wear masks. All staff are required to wear masks. If somebody gets sick,
Immediately shut down?
Well, if somebody gets sick, they have to be, if a kid gets sick, they have to be escorted to a different room and they have to be quarantined in that room until their parents come to get them. And then
they
fever.
can take COVID tests and stuff?
Yep, fever can't come back until the fever is gone, 24 hours after a fever is gone. If a staff gets sick, it's pretty much you're out for 10 days. If you're sick, you're going to be out for a while. That's how that looks, but however, just because we're going back face-to-face doesn't mean there aren't students who aren't still going to be online. And there's a majority of parents this year that have already decided to keep their kids online because they have, somebody at home with a compromised immune system, grandparents who are up there and have kind of an illness,
It's good to see the schools are taking it pretty seriously.
Right, so
being safe.
We're gonna have some online kids. Hopefully, mostly my kids will be face-to-face, but I don't know if I'm gonna have to record my lessons for the kids who are online distance learning. I don't know if we're gonna get a specific teacher to teach those kids, because Hibbing is actually doing a hybrid model, and they have about 160 kids this year that are going to be online distance learning.
Full time? Oh wow.
And they are taking a teacher from each grade to teach specifically the online portion. It's very hectic for my first year.
You're a troubleshooter. I know you personally. I know you're a troubleshooter who's optimistic and you can get through anything. If it's drywall, wet paper, or a brick wall, you'll either get through it or find a way around it. That's one thing I really like about you. But I'm real worried because I know I, for one, as a kid, I used to shove Jolly Ranchers up my nose and throw them across the room.
You never know.
I hope kids aren't trading masks like baseball cards or something.
Oh my god, I hope not.
I was the type of kid who would just go to school no matter how sick I was because I needed sports. I needed to go and get that good lunch because I couldn't cook for myself while both folks are at work.
A lot of our sports are either not happening or delayed, or only allowed to practice and not have games.
Yeah, that's tough.
Running,
different towns.
Running though, is cross country is allowed to do practices and meets, but there are a lot of sports that will not be allowed to do meets, only practices, just because of the mingling of schools. So
I remember basketball checking people. I remember hockey rebounding.
It's just sad because those are the outlets that a lot of kids look forward to about school.
But when you're starting cross country, aren't you in a big pack right at the gun? Or are they gonna hopefully there's less teams at each meet? I think they're having less schools at each meet.
Probably, or it is very much an outside distance activity, and it's not a
Yeah.
contact sport as like volleyball or
Yeah.
football or those kinds of sports are.
I
So,
remember some Skewl kids getting in front of me trying to slow me down, and I just whoop. I was sick of them trying to play dirty. I'm a mirror. You're dirty with me. I'm filthy back.
So, Miss Pallas, do kids still put apples on your desk?
sadly, that's kind of a thing that's kind of gone.
Yeah.
I'd say out of the past. If anything, I will get a little bit of teacher sarcastic humor here. If anything, I will get late assignments. Here you go, on my desk.
Oh,
Or,
that's sweet.
sometimes I'll get, books that have been borrowed out, and it'll be like the next year, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
wow, I got that back, thank you. Actually, honestly, if a kid gives you back a book or gives you back something like a pencil, awesome. Like, seriously, way to go.
It's awesome.
If you're
Yeah.
gonna see an apple on a desk, it's probably your computer. And yeah, other than that, giving me things at the end of the year, it is awesome to be a teacher because there's a lot of thank you cards. I do get gift cards, specifically coffee, like kids will give you things. They will, or just handmade drawings.
That's awesome.
So there are things that kids will give and put on your desk, but sometimes I'm a little scared as of what.
Here's a COVID positive mouth guard for you.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know.
gosh.
This year I'm a little.
Yeah, there's a lot to be worried about, and I'm looking forward to seeing just how you and the rest of the world handles this. It's interesting times, and we got interesting people on the job, and I'm confident that we'll be able to do our best, and if it's possible, we'll take care of things.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just gonna stay positive about it and just be flexible.
I am glad that we are going back to school, but also I am nervous about it.
I think most people are a little bit on the fence in the middle ground of this thing.
I know people watch this channel that are on both ends of the spectrum on the whole COVID thing.
Don't get too sucked into politics. Check your biases at the door. Listen to facts. But kids still gotta get to school.
Right.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Hey. It's good to see the community seems to support this. Hey, comment if you've seen the narwhal around town. I'm so excited for this. I'm gonna get t-shirts eventually once the channel's bigger that say, I rode the narwhal, for everyone who rode the narwhal.
So Breklin, you're a brand new teacher. You're jumping into that cold lake for the first time. And some things might seem brand new to you, but I know a lot of veteran teachers, some things this year that are happening are unprecedented, especially with technology and stuff. Do you got any advice for some of those veteran teachers that might feel like a newbie all over again?
Yes. I would say, for one, be very, very patient. Things will get figured out. I know that for veteran teachers that are very comfortable with where they're at and now having to get out of their comfort zone, I would tell them to think back of their first year, their first time, and try and remember that feeling again. And think of that and remember how you got through it and you had supporters to get through it. 2, remember the newbies. Remember us. Don't close yourself off to us.
Yeah.
I would say I'm a person who likes to reach out and get help. So if I am struggling, I want to know different perspectives. Please reach out. Please reach out to us new people and help us out too, because in the turn, you're going to get help. We're going to give you creative ideas that maybe you never thought of, so keep an open mind. And in turn, you're going to give us a lot of advice that we will carry with us and we will keep in our arsenal as we.
You hear that, veteran teachers? Be kind to the runts. These young whippersnappers here, they got a lot of technological knowledge. They know the thingy-dingies and the whatnots and the flish flashers. So be good to them, because they're good people. They're going into this nervous, but they're probably going into this with a lot of ambition and hope. They want to change the world. I know I did when I joined my career.
So Breklin is an English teacher, so I thought it would be a good idea to ask her what her favorite 3 words in English are. So here's what we came up with. Did you know I invented a couple words, Brecky?
Interesting.
What do you call it when you ignite a bomb? And that explosion of that bomb ignites another bomb's explosion.
I have no idea.
You call it bominos. Bominos! As far as I know, that don't exist. I came up with that one. Another one of my favorites is, I'm pretty sure this is a Minnesota word. Please let me know in the comments if you know this word and you're from Minnesota. The word kipe. Like at the bank. Thank goodness that they've got the little metal strings so that they didn't kipe my pen. Or, she kiped my heart with those eyes.
I've heard that before.
In Jersey, when I was at school out in Glassboro, I would always use that word and people would be like, kipe? What's that? I'd be like, that's when you, Maury, hey, we got fans.
Who are all these people?
They're probably a friend of mine. Tandem Bike Talks! That guy's really horny. Get it?
The school I am at, for one, has so many supportive teachers. I've already met so many that have reached out to me. They've given me school supplies. They've given me resources. The principal has been so welcoming to me and showing me my room. I'm getting brand new furniture, a brand new computer. I've just gotten very fortunate. And so for me, it's more of a let's move forward. And I'm also looking at COVID from a different perspective in the fact that how is education going to evolve because of this? And if you look at it, I mean, you look at different states, some states are worse off than others. Like Wisconsin, there's already schools that are already closed this school year in Wisconsin.
They're a little more populated, I suppose.
But with Minnesota, you see us teachers working together. We've already got this online thing pretty much figured out. There's all these apps, there's so many things. We're really organized. I mean, you know, some teachers are a little less comfortable with it than others, but we already have a plan in place. And so I am curious to see as where education will move from here. Our teachers going to get paid more because parents are realizing how much work we do as teachers. I mean, we are a parent, we are a counselor, we are sometimes an advisor, we are counselors, if I said that already, coaches. Some teachers are already parents as well as teachers. I mean, teachers are like...
You forgot one.
Everything.
Heroes. Yeah, let me just make a little bold statement here. I know Facebook's super divisive lately and people are on both ends of the spectrum. Should we go back to school? Should we not? There's a lot of single parents that have no other option but to send them to school. My opinion is, I'm real worried, like everybody. But I, for one, am very proud of my local teachers and the local high schools around here doing everything in their power to keep kids safe, keep kids educated. Because you gotta have both. And I'm just so proud. I'm looking forward to seeing the progress we make. Like you mentioned, the evolution of education. It never stops. It never becomes sedentary. It's always growing and climbing. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of Tandem Bike Talks featuring Breklin Pallas going back to school. I'm hoping for the best for everybody, and I hope you can tune in next week for another episode of Tandem Bike Talks!
Davy, going up the hill is what separates the men from the boys. I'm half crazy. Straight bush league. Finland's taking out a broomstick and putting it through the spokes. It won't be a stylish marriage. I can't afford a carriage, but you look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle built for two. So far I've never hit anybody with that, but I know I will.